Hello students, today I am going to teach you from English textbook lesson packing from unit 7. So open the page number 82. See, wherever you go you do packing, right? It is just very excitement that you started preparing from last 4 days. Wherever you want to go, you just remind yourself, you just make a list where to what to buy, how to buy, from where to buy, and what the packing I should do for there, how many clothes I should pack. So this packing lesson is written by Jerome K. Jerome. He has written this lesson. It is very humorous story you can find, and he and his friends, while doing packing, what they do, what the jokes they make, and how finally they do the packing to go somewhere else. So let's see what is the story. I said I'd pack. I said means the writer itself. Writer Jerome, he said he will pack at himself only. I rather pride myself on my packing. Packing is one of those many things that I feel I know more about than any other person living. See, pride myself means I am very proud of myself. I am very proud of myself that I can do a best packing. So he is saying, he is just motivating himself only. Like there is no one else I have ever met that person can pack the things in bag better than me. It surprised me myself sometimes how many such things there are. I impressed the fact upon George and Harris and told them that they had better leave the whole matter entirely to me. So now what he is saying, that his two friends whose name is George and Harris, he said to them that I will do everything, I will do packing at myself. So he is just impressed on that thing also. Like he can do everything in packing. He is the best packer, you can say. They fell into the suggestion with a readiness that had something uncanny about it. Uncanny means strange, weird. So like he said, I will do all the packing, so you just don't need to put your nose in my business. So they were very ready. Readiness means extreme ready. They get ready. Okay, then do it yourself. We are not doing anything. Like they are just waiting to do the writer's same thing. So they get off from there. George spread himself over the easy chair and Horace cocked his legs on the table. See, cocked his leg means bend the legs on the knees, as see in picture you can see he just on the sofa you can see there is the Horace who cocked his legs and it bended on the table. So you can see on this picture which is on page number 84. Like him, like he is sitting on that sofa. So like they got very easily ready. So George get easily sit on chair and Horace cocked his leg on the sofa on the table. So they get very easily ready. Okay, then do it at yourself. This was hardly what I intended. Now intended means planned, meant, like I don't want like this. What I had meant, like writer whose name is Jerome, he don't want like this, or like he is doing all the thing, all the packing, only he can do. No, he want to do something else. So now what he want to do? What he mean? What I had mean, of course, was that I should boss the job and that Harish and George should potter about means do some unimportant things under my directions. So what writer wanted to do, like he wants to direct the packing. He wants that he will direct to them. He will sit like a boss and he will order them. He will suggest them like how the packing should be done. So he just want to be direct that work. He want to just sit on a chair in very peacefully, and he want to he want to just like they should do this job. He wants that. I pushing them aside every now and then with, oh, you are here, let me do it. There you are, simple enough. And he wants to do this. He wants to suggest them. He wants to just say them, oh, what are what are you doing? Let me do this. Oh, what are you doing? Now I am going to do this. Simple enough. There you are. So he just want to scold them. He just want to direct them. Really teaching them, as you might say. They are taking it in the way they did irritated me, but the way they take this thing, like they are now peacefully sitting on the chair and writer is doing the packing. There is nothing does irritate me more than seeing other people sitting about doing nothing when I am working. So now he is saying, there is not, it's irritating him, he is frustrating, like I want to direct the job, I want to sit like a boss, but now what happened, I am doing like a labor, like a worker, and they both are sitting like boss. So it is irritating him. I lived with a man once who used to make me mad that way. So now here is the story with whom the writer was living. That man was making him mad. Him mad means he was getting very angry on that man. He was doing these things, some things, like for that writer get very angry. He would loll on the sofa. Loll on the sofa means to recline or lean in a relaxed manner and watch me doing things by the hour together. Like he was just chilling on the sofa and whatever writer is doing, he liked to observe him. He said it did him real good to look on at me messing about. Messing about means to waste time doing something without a particular purpose. So it is just a hobby of writer that he loves to do something all the time. He loves to get remain busy in all the things. He don't like to sit in a very happy manner. So on that time he was living with one person and who used to watch the writer. That writer is all the time doing something which is in some time which is very unimportant, which is not necessary. So it writer get angry, frustration by that also, by behavior of that person. Like he is sitting very peacefully and he is watching the writer and writer is doing something. Now I am not like that, but now writer is not that person. I can't sit still and see another man slaving and working. But he is saying, I am not that kind of a person. I can't do, I don't want to, I don't like to sit still. Means sit still means sit without doing anything. So I don't like to sit without doing anything. So I love to do something. I love to help the other people's. I can't sit and I can't watch someone else is doing some work. I want to get up and superintend. Superintend means supervise. So like he loves to supervise, he loves to guide and walk round with my hands in my pockets and tell him what to do. It is my energetic nature. I can't help it. So it's his nature that he loves to do this. However, I did not say anything but started the packing. So now he is not frustration, he is not angry, he just started his walk. It seemed a longer job than I had thought it was going to be. But I got the bag finished at last. And I sat on it and strapped it. So now, it's been very long time. He is doing that packing. He is doing whatever the things, but it gone very long time. And strapped means closed, but finally he closed that bag. And you're going to put the boots in, said Harris. And I looked around and found I had forgotten them. Now he just finally closed that bag with whom he were doing the packing from last so much time. But now Harris is reminding him that boots are not in place. Boots are not in the bag. So have you forgotten that? So yes, he forgot that. He was just finding out. He was looking round and then he found, yes, that boots are out of the bag. That just like Harris. He couldn't have said a word until I'd got the bag shut and strapped. Of course. And George laughed. One of those irritating, senseless laughs of his. They do make me so wild. Wild means mad with very angrily. So it means writer is saying that it is just one thing that before packing or before just closing that bag, Harish should remind me that before the packing the bag, before closing the bag. But no, he is the Harish. He likes to make joke. He loved to do this and they are laughing. That George is laughing and it is irritating the writer. I opened the bag and packed the boots in. And then, just as I was going to close it, a horrible idea occurred to me. Now, okay, it's done. The packing of boots also done. And now finally he again closed that bag. But now, what the hell horrible idea came to his mind? Had I packed my toothbrush? Now, yes, toothbrush. See, all the time we do mistake. We do this thing in our daily packing also. Whenever you are going, but lots of time you must be forgotten your toothbrush, right? Like we think on the morning, after the morning we are going, so I will brush my teeth and after that I will pack that in my bag. But in that case we miss the brush. So now let's see. I don't know how it is, but I never do know whether I have packed my toothbrush. But now he forgotten that whether it is packed or not, whether he packed his toothbrush or not. My toothbrush is a thing that haunts me. Haunts means repeatedly give a trouble when I am traveling. It means it is all the time giving him the trouble, that small tiny toothbrush, and makes my life a misery. Misery means sad, and because of that tiny toothbrush, his life, his traveling time get misery, like sad. I dream that I haven't packed it and wake up in a cold perspiration. Perspiration means sweat. Like he was just dreaming that he had not packed his toothbrush, and when he woke up, it was all around the sweat. It all around the wet his body, and get out of the bed and hunt for it. And then he got out of the bed and he was searching. Hunting means searching his toothbrush. And in the morning, I pack it before I have used it, and have to unpack again to get it. And it is always the last thing I turn out of the bag, and then I repack and forget it, and have to rush upstairs for it at the last moment and carry it to the railway station wrapped up in my pocket handkerchief. So this is his all-time story, when he know that he don't know about the toothbrush, but in the morning when he find that his toothbrush is not in the bag, then again he went to the upstairs to take his toothbrush, and he is just rapidly, very madly running towards the railway station. And while he is running towards the railway station, in his hand with the handkerchief there is toothbrush also. So this is the main misery, I must say, about him. Of course, I had to turn every mortal thing out. Every mortal thing means every ordinary thing. Now, and of course, I could not find it. I rummaged. Rummaged means searched in a hurried or in a careless way. The things up into much the same state that they must have been before the world was created, and when chaos reigned. It means just because of that tiny toothbrush, he is finding here and there, he is all the time messing his all the stuff which is in his bag, and then he is finding that very carelessly. So that it's very, when he did the important packing in very nice manner, it all get messed, and now he don't care about that. And from then the chaos, all the confusion get started. Of course, I found George and Hurry's 18 times over, but I couldn't find my own. So 18 times means when he is just finding that, searching, haunting that toothbrush, he found Hurry's and George toothbrush for 18 times, but not the single moment he can find his own toothbrush. I put the things back one by one and held everything up and shook it. Then I found it inside a boot. I repacked once more. Then he was searching that in everything. He was just picking every single thing, and he is picking that, and he is just shooking that. But he was shaking that. But finally he got that toothbrush in his boot. When I had finished, George asked if the soap was in. Now it's George's turn to irritate him. So he is asking him whether the soap is in it or not. I said I didn't care a hang whether the soap was in or whether it wasn't. It means he don't care about that soap, and he just said that I don't care about that soap. And I slammed the bag. Slammed means shut the lid forcefully and loudly. So he just shut that bag very forcefully. Shut and strapped it, and then he closed that bag and found that I had packed my spectacles in it. And now spectacles. Now he is not getting his spectacles. So he just remember that his spectacles are in his bag and had to reopen it. And so he had to reopen his bag. It got shut up finally at 10:05 p.m. and finally all the things done by the 10:05 p.m. And then there remained the hampers to do. Hampers means large baskets for carrying food. There are, see in this table you can see there is a large hampers. You can put food in it. Haris said that we should be wanting to start in less than 12 hours time and thought that he and George had better do the rest. And I agree and sat down and they had a go. So now they are saying, Haris said that they want to start it like for the 12 hours go. So now they are just want to rest there. So they go to the rest. They went to do the rest. They begin in a light-hearted spirit. Light-hearted spirit means to be very cheerfully. Evidently means very obviously intending to show me how to do it. And now they are doing the packing and they are just teaching the writer that see, like this you should pack the bag, and by restingly, by sitting very peacefully, he is just watching the George and Haris. I made no comment, but he was not in interest. He was not in interest to reply them or to comment on it. I only waited and he just waited. With the exception of George, exception means a person or thing that does not follow the general rule. Haris is the worst packer in the world, means exception. George can do things good, but except the exception of that, Haris is very worst packer. He cannot pack the bag very well. And I looked at the piles of plates and cups and kettles and bottles and jars and pies and stoves and cakes and tomatoes, etc. And he was just watching all these things and felt that the thing would soon become exciting. Now it's Jermo. Now it's writer's turn to see this magic. So he is very exciting to see all this atmosphere, because they are not doing packing very well. It did. They started the breaking a cup. So now it started from the cup. That was the first thing they did. They just broke that cup. They did that just to show you what they could do and not to get you interested. So it is just humorous sentence he is making. Like for us, we are reading this story, so it is funny for us. Like we can find this funny. He is just breaking that cup to make us, you can say, happy. Then Haris packed the strawberry jam on top of a tomato and squashed it. Now what happened? Haris just packed that tomato jam, which is very heavy. It is packed on the tomato. So tomato, you know that tomato is very juicy, so it all get squashed, all get crushed, and it all, there were all the tomato juice all over, and they had to pick out the tomato with a teaspoon. Now they are just picking that tomato out of the this basket, all the tomatoes, with the help of teaspoon. And then it was George's turn, and he trod on means stepped on the butter. Now what George is doing, he just put his legs on the butter. I didn't say anything. I came over and sat on the edge of the table and watched them. But he didn't say anything, and he was just he was just enjoying that moment, all the rubbish thing they are doing, and he is just watching them very funny manner. So this was our part 1. I will explain remaining story in our next video. Thank you.